everybody. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I thought I'd show another journal, another type of journaling I do. I am a written journaler. I like to write out my feelings, or sometimes I'll do a to-do list. Sometimes I'll combine my journal and my planner, just, whatever. But I like it to look pretty. So even though it's just, writing, I like it on some pretty pages. And I find that if the prettier my journal is, the more I want to be in it and use it. So I thought I would show you guys quickly today some of the things I do. This is nothing special. This is just a regular, lined journal. Probably came from like Five Below or something. It's just super cute. I have a collection of journals when I'm out. I'm not picky about the paper or anything like that, because I like when it gets all crinkly and wrinkly like this. And if you don't, then don't use wet media on it. You can just do like washi tape and stickers and things, but I like to put background colors in. But like I said, I don't mind when it gets chunky and fat and wrinkly like this. So all I've done so far in this one is I just used those sprays that I've shown you before, where I mixed food coloring and water and just put it in a spray bottle. And I just take the journal and quickly just, spritz, 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 flip some pages, spritz, flip some pages. I'll go back through and get another color. And then I'll set it aside to dry. I'll randomly go through, then I'll grab it again and I'll do it again and do some more pages. You can see they're not all done. But you can also I will take watercolors and I'll put some watercolor washes on the pages. Gelatos are another good one. Put them on the page. You can activate those with a baby wipe or with a wet brush. You could take stamp pads, if you have colored stamp pads, and just, rub them on. I've done that before. Just things to quickly get a background color. I don't like my background colors really dark or saturated, because I do like to use colored pens when I write. And if my backgrounds are too dark, then I have to use a black pen, which I can do that too. But I usually try to keep my backgrounds a little on the lighter side. Or if I am using more concentrated colors like watercolors or something like that, I'll just go around the edges and not necessarily cover the whole page. Or like I said, if I do, I just use a black pen on those pages. But that's just kind of an idea. Just go through, spritz some pages, wet some pages, set it aside, let it dry. Then I'll grab it again and do some more, set it aside, let it dry, and then on and then on. So then what I like to do is sometimes I'll just use them like they are. Other times I like to embellish even more. So you can do washi tape. This is just a few rolls of washi tape. You can take like markers and doodle on the sides. Of course, stickers. I'm a huge sticker person. I love these fancy sticker books and all the awesome stickers in those. I also love a good Happy Planner sticker book. I use a lot of those. I also will take scrapbook papers, painty papers, and just embellish the edges and the corners with those. And those are just some of the ideas. So I thought I would take you along with me while we decorate some of these pages. I also do like to do themed. So Halloween is my favorite. So I do have a lot of Halloween stickers and Halloween embellishments and things like that. So like, for example, something I might do just a little like corner collage, something. Just take some of this scrapbook paper, my handy dandy glue stick, I've been doing more projects. My desk is getting cluttered. Need to clean it off. My spot to work is getting smaller and smaller. That's okay. That just means I'm having fun. So just something like that, glue it down. Now you could add a sticker on here. You could add, I'm gonna take this other scrapbook paper that I have and add that on top for a little collage effect. And it's up to you. I mean, it depends on how much of the page you want to cover, because obviously, you know, the more you cover, the less room you're going to have to write. But I personally really like filling my journals quickly because I kind of get tired of the journal that I'm in quickly, and I have such a big collection of them, and there's so many pretty ones out there that I'm like, ooh, I want to start this one and I want to start a new one. So for me, this also kind of serves a double purpose. It helps me fill up my journals faster. You know, and I'll usually add something on the other side as well, or you can just do the single, you know, whatever you like to do. I'm usually a all right, well, clearly my washi collection, I've had some of these washi tapes for a very long time, and they are sticking to themselves. I'm obviously going to have to go through. This was in my Halloween journaling one. I had a basket of stuff I journaled with last Halloween, so it's been sitting. There we go. Now we got it going. Just add a little bit there. You take that, and then you could find a cute little, I have this creepy cute sticker book. So you could find something in here that maybe you want to just add a little. They're so cute. Oh, I like the eyeballs. All right. And then I'll just kind of do something like that. That's super cute. So with this page, this looks really good with this washi. Go along the whole. All right, where's my credit card? Old credit cards are fantastic art tools, by the way. Normally I move my journal every which way when I'm doing this, but I don't want to move it off camera for you guys, so. You can do the whole strip like that. And again, you could still come in. Sometimes I'll come in and add something else to it, like this. You can tell I'm getting in the Halloween mood. Yeah. So there we go. Sometimes I get really intricate, sometimes not so much. I like to just like them to be pretty. Washi tape's one of my favorites. It's just a quick, easy way to decorate. And there's so many cool washi tapes out there. You know, sometimes you can divide up a page like this and just, if you have a cool quote that you see, sometimes I'll use a space for a quote, or I'll even divide it up even more and have a couple quotes. I like to do things like that instead of just writing. Or if that day I want to do a little to-do list in here, I'll do a little to-do list and instead of just journaling. But that's a couple ways. I also like to I'll just take markers. I just kind of grabbed a variety of markers here, some metallic, some glitter, and I'll just add some doodles. I'm going to turn. I like to just sometimes I just add simple little doodles on the side. You do need to be mindful if you're using markers, though, that they don't, if this matters to you, it doesn't matter to you, but some of them will seep through to the other page. So just keep that in mind if you try to use like Sharpies or alcohol markers. But you can come along and just put something over that as well. Yeah, sometimes it can be just as simple as just grab some markers and do a little doodle on the side. You can do the same like what I did with the washi tape if you wanted to like separate your page. Like I said, maybe you wanted to do a quote or add something. You can use the markers for that. That's something that I will often do. But, and again, it can be something just super simple. Now, say I did something like that, I would probably put, oh, this is cool. Something like that would look cool to me. Embellish it. And these books are just, a lot of these I bought when I was still at Joann's. But I'm sure you can find them. Castle Point Books. They have them on Amazon. I don't know if all of them are still available, but this one is Apothecary. And this is the Creepy Cute sticker book. I have not set up my links yet, so, but if I once I get that set up, so it depends on when you're watching this video. If you're watching it when it just goes up, there won't be links. If I'm able to set up my links later, I'm still figuring this YouTube thing out, there could be links. But anyway, just look for these books on Amazon and you'll definitely find them. Or something very similar, because they have a lot of different ones out there. But, and I used to go in order. Like I used to decorate like a week's pages at a time. But sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I don't get to it, because I found with that I became too strict with myself, again, putting rules on my creativity and myself. And if my pages weren't decorated, I wasn't using my journal. I wasn't writing because I was like, oh no, I can't write. I have to decorate my pages first. So now I just, if they aren't, then I just keep writing and I use them and it's no big deal. That's why I do like to kind of go through and put these backgrounds in, because at least that's in there. But still, I have blank pages and I'll just keep using them. If you want, you can also use your stamps. If you have any like stamps, you could definitely stamp in here. And sometimes I like to put stuff just right in the middle of the page. Other times I will keep it more to the side or the corner. It just depends on what I feel like doing. And I just write around it. And I think it looks pretty cool. Oh. That one didn't make it very good. Leftover. Yeah, so another idea is to add some stamping in there. You could use your stencils and spray through the stencils, or ink through stencils if you wanted to do something like that. And then if you wanted, you could take, kind of accentuate your stamps just to kind of separate them from the writing, if you wanted to do something like that. So see, simple, but it's still, you're opening it up and it's not just a blank page. It's still something to make me a little happy. That's what I like. Just like them to be a little pretty. Ooh, that glue stick. Got the glue stick all over my fingers. You could, what'd I do? Ha! Closed up my stamp pad. That's cute. Like that. Punches are good too if you want to punch out some papers, like circle punches or different shaped punches, things like that, and add those embellishments. You can use, like, this is a piece of scrapbook paper. You can fussy cut them, or messily. Just tear them. That's another way that I like to get to decorate too, is just take the paper packs, scrapbook paper. If they have, sometimes you can get them where they have like squares or tags or things too, or quotes, sayings. You can add those. You could tip, if you wanted to, you could tip them in. You could tip them in this way. That really bulks up the journal though, but so simple. But still cute. Oh, I don't want to show my writing. You can even take, if you want to, you can take some acrylic paint too, if you wanted to like add a little bit of that. You could do it with the, I've done it like just scraped a little bit on the pages. The only thing with the acrylic paint is it is going to affect, possibly affect what pens you can write with, because you're going to have a pen that can write over the acrylic paint. So pretty much anything will write over the sprays or the watercolors. I will say when you're using the very inexpensive watercolors, because that's what I started out with, like the little kid sets and things, and even some that's a little bit more, if they're very chalky, when they dry very chalky, that can affect the kind of pen you can write in your journal with also. So just keep that in mind. I probably wouldn't use like a gel pen or roller ball, maybe a ballpoint pen. If you do use the more chalky watercolors, because they do get as they dry, the chalk will affect your pens. I found that out the hard way at a pen stop writing. So let's see what's in. Let's look at one of our Happy Planner books here. So these are little, because they're more planner related, but I will still use them in my journals. Sometimes I'll take something like this and I'll use it for the date, you know, like I'll put it up here in the corner, and then I'll write the date for my entry. Some of these I've had for a while and they're not as sticky, so I've been having to glue stick them, but we'll see. I'll use that to write my entry date if I happen to start on this page, or if I'm going along, I'll maybe write a little quote or do a little doodle, or even you can even stick another sticker, you know, if you put something down like that, and then you find like a little decorative sticker. I don't know if I have any in here. Some of these books are more, there we go. So you could even do something like that and just layer your embellishments. I like to do that. Sometimes I'll just take the random stickers that I haven't used too. I like these. What are these? These go down. Oh, wow. I didn't realize they were as long as they are. That's awesome. That's going to look really cool next to that. Oh, is it too long? It's going to look nice next to that little swipe of paint. Make it pop a little bit. And then we'll just add this guy over here. So see, yeah, you can use the little pop of paint or swipe of paint for a little pop of color, add a little sticker. There you go. So just some ideas. I like to use the inside of security envelopes are also a really cool thing to use and layer. I like to save those. I'll use those in some collages and things. I think they're cool. There's all different patterns and colors. They're usually blue or black, but sometimes you can get one that's a different color, but they all seem to have different patterns. So, and we all get those in the mail. So that's a cool little way something to save. I like to use those as well. Oh, man. Sorry, my fingers are sticky. They're pulling the paper up. Something else your cards are good for. The old cards are good for. What do you want to put? What do I have that I want to put over that? This is also a good thing for your magazine images, or words or things that you've saved from your magazine pages. You can glue those in here too. I don't have any. I should have grabbed some of those before I started, but I did not. This is really cool. Like this, I pulled this out of a magazine today. I love this background. I thought that was super cool for doing little collage work or junk journal, art journal, written journal. None of them are safe for me gluing things in. Let's see, that works good. Magazine images. Sometimes you could just say, okay, that's good, I'm done. Or you could come along and embellish it with your markers. I could color it in better. Yep, I did. Well, I don't know. I just moved everything before I started my video, trying to make enough room on my desk to make the video. But yeah, see, that looks pretty cool. That's just easy peasy. Ripped off piece of magazine, a couple doodles with some markers, and then this needs something over here. Let's see, what do we want to put on it? I like the elephant, but that's too big. I don't want to cover up everything that I put on there. I love that one too. Decisions. This is the problem. I start overthinking, and there, just a little something. So cute. So yeah, I just thought I'd take you along with it for a few ideas, things you can do to kind of jazz up if you're a written journaler, or bullet journaling, or planner, to-do list, things like that. It just makes it a little nicer when your pages are pretty. For me anyway, I like it when my pages are pretty. And you can find all kinds of sticker books and washi tape and, like I said, just simple markers Yeah, sometimes you may have to use, even on your stickers, because you're putting stuff on the background, you may have to use a glue stick. But yeah, that's it. So that's some ideas for you, and I hope you get creative and join me for my next one. I don't know what it'll be, whatever I feel like working on. But thanks so much for hanging out with me and getting creative. See you in the next one.